Warren strokes the three from the left wing.
Gagliardi, why not? He's feeling it. He's from three.
Goodness. Junior down the lane, drops to Rainwater for a two-handed slam.
That's what you do. He will tear down a rim this year.
Largely able to blow by the pressure. Now a lob. Rivers throws it down.
Cato tries it again. You bet. Caleb Cato, back-to-back threes.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Screecher Report. I'm flying solo once again, but this episode is very good. Basically, we are now transitioning to that time in the off season where everyone is back at school, back on campus, and we're getting reacquainted with all the returning players, or as much of them as we can, leading up to the start of the regular season in November. So we wanted to kick things off with a really popular player with a fan favorite, Dakota Rivers. We talked with him for, 15 plus minutes, just having a good conversation, seeing how he's been doing, some things he's been working on, and getting to know him a little bit better. And all this is in anticipation of this podcast should be coming out on Friday, and our next article series kind of going a little bit deeper, breaking down some stats and just, the narrative about each of the returning guys heading into this season. And that will be released on Monday. We're going to continue the podcast on Friday, article on Monday, sort of schedule that we did earlier this offseason. With that being said, enjoy the interview with Dakota, and thank you for listening. We want to welcome Dakota Rivers to the podcast for the first time. I got to say, man, we've wanted you on the podcast for a while. You and Cyrus's freshman year was actually our first year doing Screecher Report, so we kind of feel that connection, and, you two have always been a couple of favorites of ours. So welcome, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
You're an Orlando area guy, if I'm not mistaken. Are you a Disney guy or a Universal guy?
I gotta go. Oh, that's hard. I'd say Universal.
I agree. I'm a pass holder there too.
Yeah, just because I haven't really been there as much. I feel like I go to Disney all the time, so I'm used to everything. But Universal is it's special.
Heard. Yeah. Now there's good things about both of them for sure. Me over here, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so it's hard for me to not say Universal.
I never really got into the Harry Potter books, so.
Well, that's your problem, but anyway, we've had a ton of talent actually come out of just that area of Florida. Brett Comer was it was Winter Park, but just down the road. Marquetti Norelia, Sherwood Brown are both out of Olympia High School. I know we're going back a bit, but did you know those guys at all prior to FGCU, just from the area, or have you gotten to know them since or anything like that?
It's crazy. I actually met Sherwood Brown when I was younger, at the YMCA. I was probably 12, 13. I know who he was, but everyone in there knew exactly who he was. I'm guessing this was I was born in 2001. If I was 12, that's 2013. So that's probably the same. That was the same year they went to Sweet 16. I didn't know.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know what was going on. I just everyone taking pictures with him. So I met him. I was like, "Yo, what's your name?" He's like, "Sherwood," and I was like, I always remember that. That's how I remember that. But then I met Mark Eddy through my high school coach, because we both have the same high school coach, but he went to different school. So his high school coach coached at Olympia, and then the same coach at Olympia at Windermere. I just met him through the coaches. And then I realized Brett played with Austin Rivers, and then Austin Rivers was actually my AAU team. We're sponsored by Austin Rivers in 8th grade and 9th grade. So I've seen Austin. Austin told me all of his teammates, and he was talking about Brett at one point, but I didn't know who he was. Yeah, all connected somehow.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of connections there. So, I mean, we got you on the pod for the first time, and what's Dakota into? What are you majoring in? What's your favorite sports teams, favorite athlete, past and present? And just what do you enjoy doing?
Oh, well, I love to work out. I mean, I love obviously playing basketball, just staying in the gym. I'll say one of my hobbies is Probably just playing 2K. I'm pretty good at it, so I mean, if anybody wants any problems, you know where to find me. I would say my favorite athlete present. My favorite athlete is probably Russell Westbrook. Favorite athlete of all time, I would say Allen Iverson. I don't know. It's just something about Allen Iverson. I just love it. I love his game confidence and just his drive. I would say just like what I do on a regular basis. I mean, you know, sometimes I would like, you know, I guess like the thing nowadays is like TikTok. So I mean, you know, TikTok sometimes, you know, Instagram, whatever. Just seeing what everyone's up to. Just trying to catch my family. I'll call my family. And yeah, hang out with my teammates. Life is good.
Sure. And I'm glad you brought up TikTok because that's where I was going next. This summer, you posted a video reading comments, and somebody said you sound like Lil Yachty. And so take us through that and what happened next, because we all know what happened next.
Okay, so I posted a video around, like, I don't know what time, but it was at night. So I woke up to a phone call from one of my friends that plays at Duke. He's a receiver. His name's Daryl Hart. He calls me. He's like, yo, check your TikTok. I'm like, what? He's like, yo, like Lil Yachty like replied to you, and not only did he reply, he made a video with your video. So at that point, I woke up to like I think 800,000 likes in like 6 hours, and I mean I was getting comments after comments, and then I got a lot of people like reaching out to me like, hey, hop on track with me. I'm like, I can't rap. I can't rap. So, like, it was just, like, all these things I was just getting out of nowhere, and I was, like, it was something I never experienced before, because I was honestly doing it because I just didn't believe it. And I was just, like, looking at I was, like, so the video itself, some guy said I sound like him, and I was, like, I don't believe it. So I looked up Lil Yachty, yeah, he talks, and then I was, like, I sound like that? And I was, like, I don't really think I sound like that. So then I made the video, and then the video, right now was actually at 8 million views, 9 million views. But it was crazy. Like, it was something I never experienced before. I mean, Lil Yachty reached out. The whole process was crazy. Like, just like, I mean, even like people in like the music industry will repost my video, and like if I ever got into rapping, like they think I would be really good. If I've never even been even like remotely close to like a good rapper. Like, I don't know. I never even thought about rapping. Yeah, it's something I would never consider doing. So, but honestly, the whole process is crazy. Like, I mean, it's honestly a blessing to even get many people like reaching out. I'm like, that's cool, and like saying like I have like I would say like a quote unquote good talent. I mean, I would think it's a talent. It's just something I'm born with. You know what I mean? Like it's just in my voice. I don't know, but I mean, I think it's awesome. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool while it lasted. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool at the moment.
Yeah, man, you went full on viral for sure. So another thing I want to get to is, since you arrived, your shoe game has been one of the strongest out there. You rocked purple at one point, neon green, pink, I think a little bit. Last year you had some different styles on each foot. Do you know what you'll be trotting out this year? I know you got a couple months to decide, but you got anything you're leaning toward?
I gotta think. So I've done pink, I've done purple, I've done green. I think a yellow. I may do an orange. I may do a blue. I don't know. I don't know. That my goal was to always stand out, because my family watches the games on TV, and sometimes like they're saying the game moves so fast we don't know where you're at. So I'm like, all right. So I would just pop out in some bright shoes, and that's really like where it all started. My dad was like, I can never see you. I don't know where you at. I'm like, no. I mean, I guess I'll put on some brighter shoes, you know what I'm saying? So I've always wore those shoes ever since, so he could just see where I'm at all times. So shout out to my dad, my family.
Heard. Hopefully they start making some light up basketball shoes for you guys, like when we were kids. That'd be dope.
For Dusty Dark, that would be amazing.
So are you at all superstitious about shoes since you started doing that? Like same pair, throughout the year, or home games or whatever? I know athletes can be super particular about like routines like that, and are you at all like that about shoes?
I feel like luck I'll say like lucky shoes is like a thing in my opinion. Because like if you do really good in a shoe, like I would never like not wear those shoes again until I had like a terrible game. I'm like, oh, yeah,
Right.
then I'll switch.
A curse breaker. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've, you mentioned you like working out and everything. You've been, lean since you stepped on campus, but you put on a little bit of mass heading into last year. How are we looking heading into this year, height and weight wise, and what have you been working on in the weight room?
Well, ever since I got here, my goal was just to eat more. I feel like I was always like lean, and I feel like I've always had like the body type for it, but I always knew there was potential to fill in. Like I came in not this year. My freshman year, 185, and I ended my freshman year around 195. So I think now, from my freshman year to my incoming junior year, I think I went from 185 to 210, 211. So I put on 26 pounds since I entered school. And just like, it was more of a change of a diet, more change of workout type, like workout and like how much I would work out. Cause I feel like the more I work out and like I'll sweat a lot and I'm going to like drink water and stuff like that. So it was like made me like kind of like fluctuate my weight. So I just like focusing on what I needed to do with my body was the most important thing. Like stretching, of course, and really taking, the time to actually rest your body when like you have these rest days and when they don't give us the days to rest and work out, really take notice of that because that stuff makes you the muscle. And people think you need to work out every day, and that's never the case. You don't need to do that because it's slowing down your growth.
So how do you sort of keep that balance? Because I mean, you take a look at what you're good at, right? You're athletic, you're a leaper, rim runner, lob catcher, shot blocker, and a guy who can get hot from the perimeter too. So at this stage, with what you want to do as a player, what kind of player you want to be, where's the balance sort of between having mass but also retaining that athleticism?
I would say, that's a good. Like basically, you're basically asking like, how do I manage like lifting all the time or lifting most of the time, and then trying to stay like mobile at the same time as well.
Sure.
Okay. I would say, I think it just really depends on what area of your body you're working with at the time. For example, we have great strength and conditioning motion pop. We some days we'll do upper body, some days lower. And we'll only focus on upper or lower. I mean, we won't split it up. We won't do too much. It's just for us to work on our explosiveness and to also gain weight at the same time. So we'll split that. So like for example, we'll do some of our arm workouts will be for like mass, but some of the arm workouts will be for muscle endurance instead of just strength. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear you.
And then same thing for like lower body.
Sure. So transition a little bit more to, on the court and games and stuff like that. Freshman to sophomore year, you increase your minutes per game, your points per game, blocks per game, all the good stuff. I mean, you were on pace for a school record in blocks last season, but COVID obviously, took a lot of the season away. Are there any personal goals going into this junior season, or anything you want to build off in particular from the last two seasons?
Well, my personal goal, I would say, just do everything I can for the team to win. So my goal, I feel like if my role, I would say, to block shots, I gotta try my best to block as many shots as possible. I feel like in my past years, I mean, I think I could be wrong. I'm like top 10, is it blocks here?
Yeah, I think it might be like 7 or 8 even. I don't remember.
Okay, I think that's pretty insane just for being here for 2 years. I mean, if it's helping us win games, I'll do everything I can to block as many shots as possible. But now we have a great rim protector in Kevin Samuels coming in. Kevin Samuels, he's 7 foot, lean, blocks a lot of shots, and I know he's going to do a lot more of the dirty work down there. But I'm super excited this season just to see what's really to come forward. Personal goals, I would say, just to do everything I can to help this team win. So I need to hit a few shots, I need to rebound, block. Everything. I guess stats will come, but hopefully it'll result in a win.
For sure. as another thing, coming in as a freshman, you're new to a D1 program, D1 regimen and training and stuff like that. Then, a lot of guys make a huge leap from year one to year two. Unfortunately, you didn't have a true real off season last year, again, due to COVID. And so how has it been sort of having this somewhat normal off season? And where do you feel like you're at development wise?
Oh, this year, I think this year I was really emphasizing more on rebounding. I feel like rebounding is one of my weak sides. Just emphasizing how important it is for our team, for someone at my height, my athleticism, for me to jump and get these rebounds. Because I feel like me with the amount of minutes I'm getting, only getting 3 rebounds a game is unacceptable on my part, and I got to do way better for that for the team. Also development wise, with playing in the post, I mean I've been working more in the post now. Like a lot of our work has been in and out, but just mainly emphasizing on my post moves and just playing around the inside, because the majority of my shots last year were from the 3, pick and pop shots, or if I'm just open, I'll shoot. Just emphasizing this off season, really just to get younger, more aggressive. Also play more of the 4 position instead of just the 5 this year. Just to be able to switch on to guards and guard perimeter and be able to move quicker laterally. Yeah, sure. Just working on all the little things.
Yes, sir. You've been pretty much a fan favorite since you stepped on campus with your ability. And 2 of the most exciting plays in basketball are dunks and block shots. And, here you are being good at both of them. And, personally, I'm also a sucker for a good pass. But anyway, you're great at both those things. And mainly just what is your ability that I guess you take pride in having?
I would say just be able to be the most athletic on the court. I would say is my most important thing, because I get it, some people are just gifted with athleticism, but I feel like for the most part I work for mine. I've worked for, because when I got here I was I could never make a certain time. I was always behind and stuff, so I emphasize on beating people down to the other side of the court, jumping higher than everybody, blocking a shot. I'm if someone is driving the basket, I don't want them to score on me, because that's more of that's my job. You know what I mean? It's I'm getting fired at my job if someone's just scoring me all the time. And just working on perimeter shooting and making sure that, because I as an athlete, we put so many hours in for us to miss all these shots. It kind of just it's kind of degrading as an athlete, as a basketball player, that we put in much work and then it's just translating. But my main emphasis, I would say, just athleticism, just not being outworked, just stuff like that.
Sure. So there's no telling how much better last season could have gone if COVID didn't throw a couple grenades in everyone's path. But I know you guys don't want to make excuses, but I'll do it for you. You guys return a good amount of, from last year, whether that's minutes per game, points per game, or just overall guys coming back. So what is it like for you sitting back, knowing that you already have a decent team around, a decent group of guys, and then watching more talent like Halverson, Austin Ritchie, Tavian Dunmartin, Kevin Samuel, Carlos Rosario, all those guys being brought in as well, and just knowing how much talent this team has collectively?
I just think every year, we're learning more about each other. I mean, every year we're realizing that we are capable. We are able, and I mean, obviously, the grace of God, everything's possible. I believe if we just communicate with each other and we just realize we actually have the pieces, we get chemistry right, everything will just fall into place, and I believe that we'll have great success this year for sure.
Awesome, man. And you mentioned this a little bit before. We had Kevin Samuel on over the summer and talked a bit about how both of you guys are elite level shot blockers. So what are your thoughts on his ability? You did mention it before, like I said, but also the potential combination of you guys on the floor together at the 4 and 5. How crazy could that be?
Oh, it's going to be insane. I'm going to tell you from experience, I have tried to dunk on Kevin Samuel during practice, and it's not pretty. It is not one of the things. I can't wait to see him play against someone else. He is ridiculously athletic, especially for his size. I mean, you would expect someone a little bit taller to be a little bit more slow, but he's fast. I mean, he gets off the ground quick. He has long arms. He's him. Like he's a great athlete. I mean, I'm excited to play with him for sure because I know playing against him, I'm going to get my block for sure. So.
All right, and we just got one more question here. You touched on some personal goals, and about growth and development and everything a bit earlier. But what are some team-related goals for the rest of the off season and also for the season coming up?
1% better every day, at least 8% better. I mean, we're always striving to never take steps back. We have this new slogan as a team called sacrifice. Our new word this year. Basically, it's just to give up your own. I wouldn't even say your own success, but like, for example, if you feel like you were a scorer last year, just to be able to take away something from last year, just to do anything in your power to contribute for us to be successful. And everyone's bought in. Everyone is really listening to Coach Ty and everything that he's telling us, and we're super excited for our upcoming season.
Yeah, you bet. And we're all super excited as fans too. We wanted this season to start months ago, but finally it's only about 2 months, till the first game. So, things are winding down here. Everyone's back at school, but all right, well, that's going to be it from us. We really appreciate you coming on. Like I said, talking some ball. We wish you the best for the rest of the off season, and I'm sure we'll talk again, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Have a good one.